Good evening. Welcome to PRIMETIME Primetime News. I am Teresa Adeyemi. The Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project (SEREP) has urged President Bola Tinubu to publish copies of loan agreement obtained by the administration of past president since 1999. SEREP asked Tinubu to direct appropriate ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, to provide our organization with copies of the loan agreement obtained by the government of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari. This was contained in a statement issued by SEREP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare and made available. SEREP is also seeking the spending details of payments so far made on the loans. SEREP also urges aim to establish an independent audit on the spending of the loans obtained by the government of the former president and to make public the findings of any such audits. The chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress Political Commission, Comrade Titus Amber, has described the crisis in the Labour Party as unfortunate, stating that the party was not founded for only contesting election, but an ideological movement which primarily aimed at fostering good governance. Amber was represented by Professor Theophilus Undubuaka at the Commission's meeting with stakeholders to rebuild Labour Party, explained that the party was also founded for accountable political leadership and consensus for national development based on the principles of social democracy. According to him, the Nigerian Labour Congress Political Commission has made efforts to realign successive leadership of the Labour Party and will set up a transition committee that will conduct an inclusive and expansive conversion from what congresses to national convention. Also speaking at the meeting, the representative of Peter Obi, Dr. Tanko Yanusa, called for a peaceful reconciliation on contending issues in the party. The former governorship aspirant of the Labour Party in Ebonyi State, Comrade Eze Oko Splendor, described the meeting as timely to resolve issues facing the party, as according to him, the party will continue to work effortlessly to ensure that it reaches its peak. With the meeting with stakeholders of the party, Labour Party intends to work stronger in the two off-season elections in Edo and Ondo states respectively.
This consent judgment was recognized by the immediate past leadership of the Labour Party as a fulcrum for the reorganization of the Labour Party, especially given the long-drawn crisis that has bedeviled the Labour Party and scuttled her progress. The crisis in the Labour Party is unfortunate, and this development in this party is also inconsistent with the ideals of the founding fathers of the Labour Party, which was established as a political vehicle wielded on the ideology of social democracy for all Nigerian workers, professionals, markets, women and men, youths, farmers, and the masses of our people. The Labour Party was founded just for the purpose of contesting elections. It was not founded just for the purpose of conducting elections or contesting elections. The party is an ideological movement which primary purpose is the conscientization of Nigerians on the need to foster good governance, accountable political.
We know that it has not been easy for the party, a party that wrestled power in the just concluded presidential election and other elections in the country. Labour Party is a party that belongs to all Nigerian workers. So they saw the trend the party was going by the character of few individuals who are poised in making sure that the controversy in Labour Party is not resolved. As the owners of Labour Party, the NLC intervened, and their intervention is timely. In this hall, I will be proud enough to say that who is who in Labour Party are all here seated. There is nothing that is going to be above us. Human beings are,
Ahead of the governorship election in Ondo State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the All Progressive Congress (APC) in the Southwest Zone will continue to work with state and other stakeholders to ensure APC remains the party of choice. Governor Sanwo-Olu said this after a meeting with the APC National Executive members from Southwest at Lagos House Marina. The governor, who was handed a letter of his appointment as the coordinator for APC Southwest Zone, said the inaugural meeting was to deliberate and come out with far-reaching decisions that would put the party on its feet and right pedestal. It said members of the executive are resolved to intervene on issues and engage with critical stakeholders to ensure they are not only taken care of, but ensure they enjoy the dividend of democracy. Reading the communique after the meeting, APC Vice Chairman Southwest Zone, Isaac Kekemeke, who congratulated the governor on his appointment as the coordinator, said members of the executive had resolved to prioritize empowerment and engagement with students, youth, women, and persons with disabilities, amongst other initiatives.
We'll identify places where we need to work, and work is a continuous thing. We're working in Oyo State, we'll continue to work in Osun State, and we'll continue to work also in Ondo State. But maybe Ondo has a unique issue because he also has an election that is coming, and that affects all parties. What are the things that we can do differently, or what are the things from the Southwest that we can continue to push to our national conversation to ensure that these stakeholders are not only taken care of, we are actually very focused as ensuring that they feel the real dividends of democracy.
One, this body congratulates Governor Sanwo-Olu on his appointment as the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of the APC, of the importance of youth and women to the future of our party and its development, resolve to prioritize engagement with students, youth, women, and people with disability.
The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board Chairman of the Nigerian Police Force, NPF, have one candidate preparing for the 2024 UTME against patronizing fake site. Addressing a joint news conference in Abuja, the first public relations officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said the emergence of several fake websites created by these unscrupulous individuals with the intention of misleading candidates had been observed, hence the need for candidates to beware of their tactics. According to him, these fake sites are designed to deceive innocent candidates into providing personal details such as registration numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers exploited for malicious purposes. He further said the board is partnering with the Nigerian Police Force National Cyber Crime Center, NPF, and CCC to address online scam-related issues seamlessly. The JAM spokesperson, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, pledged the board's commitment to continue and playing its role. The Force PRO expressed the hope that this resolute action sends a strong message to cyber criminals, assuring that perpetrators will face the full force of the law.
.gov.ng. Candidates can print their slips from the comfort of their homes or visit any of the over 700 accredited computer-based test CBT centers nationwide. It is important to note that you are familiar with the tactics employed by these fraudsters, especially during the annual assessment and admission exercises. We are actively sensitizing candidates and the public about these deceptive practices. Any candidates who visit these fake sites will definitely have unreliable information and thereby miss out in the forthcoming exams. Candidates are advised to print their UTME notification slips before Friday, 19th April 2024, to access vital information about their examinations.
We'll continue to play our own role as a regulator. We'll continue to ensure that these candidates who have expressed their interest in registering for this exercise are not misled. What these people want to do, this is their season, and we are urging candidates to note that once you receive any unsolicited message, know that it is fraud, it is a scam. We have liberalized our processes. We have offices in all the 36 states of the Federation, including Abuja. Once you have any challenge, you can also raise a ticket. We have a ticketing platform where your queries questions will be attended to within 24 hours. Please don't patronize any fake site. We have raised a team that is equally visiting some of these sites. Once your number is found there to have patronized them, you will be disqualified from partaking in the exercise. Thank you very much.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have intercepted a commercial bus transporting 3.2 million naira counterfeit cash owned by 3 suspects, including 8-month pregnant woman. The suspects were arrested at Jabi Park in Abuja area, Favor Peter, 24, Esther Aduku, 27, and Ochibo Michael, 39. This was made known in a statement signed by the agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, and shared on the agency's website on Sunday. As NDLEA recovers 900,000 opioid pills, 1,347.4 kilogram cannabis in Kano, Kogi, Imo, Edo, Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti. Raids operative of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have intercepted a commercial bus conveying 3.2 million naira counterfeit cash owned by the 3 suspects. They were arrested at Jabi Park in Abuja in a follow-up operation on Tuesday night of April following the seizure of the fake naira notes in Lokoja, Kogi State. The Lagos State government on Sunday issued a 3-week ultimatum to clear all illegal structures to traders at a Dosumu market in Lagos Island that was gutted by fire, during which no fewer than 14 buildings were gutted by the fire and 4 structures collapsed as a result of the incident last Tuesday. The special advisor to the state governor on EJIS and planning matters, Dr. Lajide Babatunde, issued the ultimatum when he and the top officials of the State Building Control Agency, led by its general manager, architect Bola Oki, paid an assessment tour to the damage done by the fire incident, where the affected traders were still making effort to salvage whatever they can from their burnt properties. Already, the state government has indicated that the careless refueling of a generator in the penthouse of one of the building caused the fire incident, apart from the mishandling of flammable materials. Dr. Babatunde said the state government has initiated a full investigation to determine the cause and implement stricter safety protocols. He stated that traders were in violation of safety rules with the construction of illegal structures on pathways that prevented easy movement, while making it clear that traders at the markets will sign a memorandum of understanding.
Building that has to come down because it has been affected by the fire. Then we have a lot of distressed buildings that we have marked since 2022. I showed you 2 that we have removed. We'll continue to remove the rest. We have just removed shops. You can see the shops that we have removed. Removed shops from the whole of this aisle. They built shops completely blocking the drainage, and I think this is not right. You know, if we're able to free up all the drainage right of way, then flooding in Lagos, will be greatly reduced. 3 weeks. Do you understand something? And we are not going to stop even after the 3 weeks, because what is going to happen after 3 weeks is Mr. Governor wants to drive around Lagos Island.
We've agreed that every building that is not standing well or that has been hit by the fire should be brought down. All extensions, especially on this road and Dosumu Street, all extensions must be brought down. So the integrity of the buildings are important. We don't have to sympathize with them and then kill them later when the building comes down. So we need to look at it and not on the side of whether people are there or not, whether their life will be safe if they get back there. It is important for the government. And it's the security of life and property. So the government must ensure that the life of its people are safe. That's number one. That's its responsibility. And that is why they are here, to see which one can stand, which one cannot stand.
Exactly 10 years after the abduction of 276 students of Government Girls Secondary School Chibok in Borno State, former abductee's parent and relatives gathered at the multipurpose hall of the school on Sunday to pray for the safe return of 92 uncounted girls. At the Interfaith Service of Prayer, speakers expressed mixed reaction following the turnout of the event since 2014, central among the comment being a demand for explanation on why the remaining girls were yet to be rescued, while others have regained freedom. Chibok, located in the southern part of Borno State, is about 125 kilometers from the capital, Maiduguri, at the edge of the Sambisa forest. On this day in 2014, female students of the school in Chibok were abducted by Boko Haram terrorists and taken into Sambisa forest. 10 years on, 179 of those students have either escaped or been released, but 92 of them remain unaccounted for. And that's all we have for you tonight from the local scene. We'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you a report from the foreign scene. Please stay with us. Welcome back now to the foreign scene. Leaders of G7 nations on Sunday condemned Iran's unprecedented attack on Israel and called for restraint from all sides. And then, quote, we unanimously condemned Iran's unprecedented attack against Israel. End of quote. European Council President Charles Michel wrote on X, formerly Twitter, following video talks. And then, quote again, we will continue all our efforts to work towards de-escalation, ending the crisis in Gaza as soon as possible, notably through an immediate ceasefire, will make a difference. End of quote. Iran launched more than 300 drones and missiles toward Israel in its unprecedented attack overnight, injuring at least 12 people, an Israeli army spokesman said Sunday. Last night, Iran fired over 300 ballistic missiles, UAVs, and cruise missiles towards Israel. Military spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Agari told a televised statement, revising an earlier figure of more than 200 launches. Agari said 170 drones and 30 cruise missiles were launched, none of which entered Israeli territory, adding that 110 ballistic missiles were also fired and few of them reached Israel. In a separate statement, the Israeli military said that dozens of surface-to-surface missile launches were identified, with the majority intercepted before crossing into Israel territory. One of those injured was a 7-year-old girl from a Belgian community near the southern town of Arad, who was in intensive care according to the medical center that received her. The United States does not want to see an escalation of the crisis in the Middle East, a top White House official said Sunday after Israel repelled a massive missile and drone attack from Iran. We don't want to see this escalate, White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said on NBC's Meet the Press. We are not looking for a wider war with Iran. Israel was on high alert Sunday after Iran's unprecedented attack sparked fears of a broader conflict. Iran launched its first ever direct assault on Israeli territory late Saturday in retaliation for a deadly strike by Israeli on Tehran's consulate in Damascus on April 1st. And still from the foreign scene, Pope Francis on Sunday made a pressing appeal against a spiral of violence after Iran's unprecedented missile and drone attack on Israel, warning of a potential regional conflagration. And I quote, I make a pressing appeal for an end to any action which could fuel a spiral of violence that risks dragging the Middle East into an even greater conflict. End of quote. The Argentinian pontiff declared following his traditional Sunday prayer in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican. I am praying and following with concern, but also pain, the news that has come in recent hours about the worsening situation in Israel due to Iran's intervention, the Pope told worshippers. No one should threaten the existence of others. All countries must, however, side with peace and help Israelis and Palestinians to live in two states side by side and in security, he said. That is their right, Francis insisted, as he once again repeated earlier calls for a ceasefire in Gaza and negotiation. And up next is sport-related stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back now to Talk and Sport. Aston Villa produced an outstanding performance to stun Arsenal at Emirates Stadium and leave Manchester City in pole position in the Premier League title race. The game started with high anticipation for the Gunners after Liverpool's shock home defeat by Crystal Palace, but Arsenal were desperately disappointing and ended up well beaten as Villa boss Unai Emery made a winning return to his former club. Arsenal were fortunate to remain on level terms for so long against the impressive visitors, who secured a deserved win to move 3 points ahead of Tottenham in fourth, having played a game more. The only surprise was that it took Finland to 6 minutes from the end of normal time to open the scoring. Ole Watkins and Yuri Chalmers ate the woodwork in each half before Liam Bailey finally broke the deadlock with a low finish at the far post. Liverpool's Premier League title hopes suffered a huge blow as they fell to a 1-0 defeat by Crystal Palace at Anfield. Eberichi Eze converted from Tyreek Mitchell's cutback to finish off a flowing Palace move early on, and the visitors were deservedly in front at the break. Jurgen Klopp's Red ramped up the pressure in the second half, but just as in recent games against Manchester United and Atlanta, their finishing let them down as they fell off to a first league loss at home since October 2022. Defeat leaves Liverpool 2 points behind leaders Manchester City and level on point with Arsenal before the Gunners game against Aston Villa later on Sunday. And finally, Bayern Leverkusen lifted the Bundesliga title for the first time in their 120-year history on Sunday, a 5-0 victory over Werder Bremen, breaking Bayern Munich's 11-year stranglehold on the German top flight. Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen knew victory would secure the title with 5 games to spare, but there were no signs of nerves in the dominant performance. Victor Boniface and Granit Xhaka extended the unbeaten run to a stunning 43 games in all competition. Leverkusen's maiden title coming after 5 second-place finishes in their history keeps their dream of a remarkable treble alive, while shedding their wanted Leverkusen nickname for good. And that's it on MITV Primetime News tonight. Many thanks for watching. My name is Teresa Adeyemi. Do have a great night. Good night.